Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror 2nd edition where we're taking on Nyoctha and the Tendrils from below, and we're just about to start our second episode. But just before we do, just a couple of things from the first episode. Yes, we have sharp-eyed viewers, and what they noticed was when William spent his 2 monster trophies to get himself blessed. No problem there, everything was fine. But what he could have done was he does have the ability to bury them deep. So what he's going to do is these 2 trophies, once he's spent them, he's going to go outside, he's going to dig a big hole and he's going to chuck these in. And what that means is they do not go back into the monster cup. Hurrah! Because they're 2 horrible monsters. So we'll just pop those back in the box. So brilliant, sorted that out, so thank you once again for pointing that out. I would have missed it were it not for you guys. Another thing was, another viewer, Chris I think it was, mentioned that I got something that really I should clarify, slip of the tongue really. When I said that the Wraith went to the sky, I said it checked the neighbourhood and then went to the sky. I was just using the word neighbourhood for streets. But, in fact, in Arkham Horror, a neighbourhood means, for example, Rivertown, the general store, the Black Cave and the graveyard. That's what a neighbourhood is. So, got that wrong. I should have specified specifically it was just the street area. So it checks the street area, then goes into the sky. And I did say that I was going to check whether a creature in the sky counts towards the monster limit in Arkham. I did check and it does, but I should have flashed up a message on the screen to say I had checked and it does, but it does. So we've only got 5 monster stands left before we start putting monsters into the outskirts. Okay, so I think that is it, so we can get on with turn 2, and that means it is the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase. Now, because this is Arkham Horror 2nd edition, it means our first player is now Sister Mary. So it's going to go Wilson, Sister Mary, then Rita Young, then William Yorick. So second turn, Sister Mary is our first player. First thing we've got to do is she has a die on her player tray. It is a blue die because she is blessed. She needs to roll for her blessing. So let's just check what it says on the bottom here. Says, when rolling dice, you score successes on a 4, 5 or 6. If you are cursed, discard this card instead of gaining a curse card. But an upkeep, we roll a die and discard this card on a 1. So we don't want a 1, is the crux of it. So let's have a roll. And we get a 6, so that's brilliant. So she keeps her blessing, excellent stuff. And then we can move on to her upkeep. And I have my notes here. And what's she going to do during upkeep? Well, she's going to do her blessing roll. Then what she's going to do is she's not going to touch any of her sliders at all. We should have enough movement for where she's going to go, because she is going to use Fellow Travellers. Which reminds me, all these cards that got used last turn, so Fellow Travellers, the alien statue, and the motorcycle all get refreshed because we're now in the upkeep phase of the next turn. Alright, so that is it for Sister Mary. Next up it will be Rita Young. She also has a die because of her retainer, but just before we roll for that, she is going to get $2. So she's now up to $8. Awesome. And if we can sort something out, perhaps she may be able to give that cash to Wilson. So perhaps we can sort something out there. But let's see if she keeps a retainer. So here we go. And she gets a 6. Surely that's fine. I've rolled 2 6s. So, yeah, we just discard on a 1. So that's brilliant. So she's kept that. Ooh, 2 6s to start with. We don't start rolling rubbish when we're actually out on the board. Is there anything else for her to do? Now, I think what she's going to do is she's going to increase her speed. She's going to increase it by a focus of 2. And she's going to go up to 6 speed, because we want to give this lovely moolah to Wilson Richards. So $8 plus his current 6, that will make 14, and he's only just short of his personal story, so that'll be great. Alright, so otherwise than that, I don't think there is anything for Rita to do, so let's move on to William Yorick. Here is William. Now, he has his blessing, but he doesn't have to roll for it this turn. However, he will have to next turn, so let's put a little die there to remind us for next turn. And what is he going to do on his upkeep phase? I think he will increase his speed by 1. So he's just going to put it up to 3. Now, he has a focus of 1 on his player tray here, but it is 2, remember, because he has passed his personal story. So we could move another one of these sliders by 1, but we're not going to bother. And yes, he just needs a speed of 3 to get to where he is going. So we'll pop that up now. That's it for William. So all that leaves is Wilson, who's up here. Now, what is Wilson going to do? Well, during his upkeep, what he is going to do is he's got unlimited focus. So we won't bother with his fighting will or law and luck at the moment, because when he does get to close a gate, he can just move either of one of those up to 4 and for fight or law, which will help him shut the actual gate. So we can leave them for now, but we do want to improve his sneak. So we're just going to pop his sneak all the way up to 5, if I can get it out. This is a problem of having no nails. There we go. And he's now got a sneak of 5. Means his speed is only 1, but he does have the motorcycle. And with 3 movement, he can get to where he is going to go. Because remember, he has 5 clues. Da, 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 da. Alright, so that is it for Wilson. He's going to do nothing else. That is it for the investigators. So next up, it is the movement phase. And here we are with Sister Mary. She is first to go during the movement phase. She has got a speed of 2, and she's just going to go 1, 2 into the Silver Twilight Lodge, and she's going to pick up this clue. She now has 2 clues, so that's great. She's not going to mess around with Nameless Cults, I don't think. Or is she? Because we could use Fellow Travellers here. In fact, she is. Yes, she's going to exhaust Fellow Travellers, which will give her an extra movement point. And we're going to use that movement point to actually do Nameless Cults. So we're going to exhaust this, spend 1 movement point to make a law -1 check. So a law -1 check. And she is blessed. Her law is currently 4, 5 because she's got Thomas F. Malone, so she'll be rolling 4 dice. She's got 2 clues. Whoop. And look at that. Oh, is she going to spend a clue? Is she going to spend a clue? No, I don't think. We're not. It's just one of those things. We had the spare movement point. If you pass, draw 1 spell and lose a sanity and discard Nameless Cults. If you fail, nothing happens. We'll just leave it. I doubt she's going to roll 4 dice again and not get a 4. So we gave it a go, just didn't work out. That's probably... I've rolled all them 6s before. That's what kiboshed that. Okay, right. So She's got where she wanted to go anyway, which is the Silver Twilight Lodge, and we'll say that's fine. She had a quick look at the Nameless Cult's book, but couldn't make head and tail of it. She'll pop it away and try and have a look at it at a later time. After Sister Mary, it is Rita Young. And here we are with Rita in the Unnameable. She has got 6 movement because she's an athlete, she's a runner. And how's she going to spend that movement? Well, first of all, she's going to go 1, 2 to the Unvisited Isle. And she's going to trade with Wilson. Remember, trading is a free action in 2nd edition. She's going to give him $8. So he now has 14. And he's nearly got his personal story sorted. Is there anything else they can trade? What about the King in Yellow and this alien statue? I think he will trade the alien statue. The reason for that is if you fail, you lose 2 stamina, and she's got a lot of stamina. She's got 6 stamina, has Rita Young, so she'll take the alien statue. So she buys the alien statue off Wilson for $8. Then she continues her movement, so she used 2, 3 to the Merchant District, 4 to Rivertown, 5 to East Town, and 6 to Hibbs Roadhouse to pick up this clue. She's on her way up to Independence Square. She now has 5 clues, so she can close and seal that gate. Excellent. Right, that is it for her. Next up, it is William Yorick. And here we are with William. He has got 3 speed now, so he's just going to go 1, 2, 3 and go into the woods here. The woods is another high frequency gate, so let's pick up this clue. So William now has a clue. Brilliant. Okay, that is it for William. Next up, it is Wilson Richards. And here we are with Wilson. So he's got a movement point, so that's going to get him to the Merchant District. Then he is going to exhaust his motorcycle and gain another 2 movement points. And he's going to go 1, 2 and into the graveyard, where he is going to enter the other world. Now we've got a choice here. We can either go to Celiano or to the City of the Great Race. We're going to go to Celiano. The reason we're going there, and let's just move this round and pop him in there. The reason we're going there is because it is a blue and green gate. Now blue and green, well, I wouldn't say they were easy, but I'd say they're easier. Generally, red is really hard, and blue is a little less hard, yellow is a little less hard than blue, and green is a little less hard than the rest. So we'll pop him in the Great Hall of Celiano and hope he gets an easy ride. That's another reason why I'd really put his sneak up at 5, because we don't want one of those monster ambushes or anything like that. And that'd mean we'd get a Tendril, and no thanks. Even though he's got his shotgun, we'll try and avoid any contact with any monsters. Okay, so that is it for Wilson. He has entered another world, the Great Hall of Celiano, and he is hoping to get through there in order to close and seal that gate. That's it for him. That's it for the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham encounter phase. Welcome to the Arkham encounter phase, and here's Sister Mary. She's in this Silver Twilight Lodge. Now, she can't do the text under here because she's not a member of the Silver Twilight Lodge. If she was, then she'd be able to do Inner Sanctum, but unfortunately, she isn't. So we're just going to have to get the blue French Hill cards, give her a quick shuffle and a cut, see what we get for the Silver Twilight Lodge. Oh, it's a long one. We don't like the long ones. You hear the quiet sounds of an intruder. If you investigate, you find a woman dressed in black. She attacks you as soon as she sees you. Pass a fight -1 check to subdue her. Oh dear, Sister Mary. fight is 2, -1 is 1. So she's got a single blessed dice. Come on, she's got 2 clues as well, so a 3. We're going to spend a clue and try again. Come on. Another 3. God, she's going to spend her last clue. Can't get 3 3s in a row, surely. Come on. A 6, yes. So it cost us 2 clues, but we don't want anything nasty happening to Sister Mary. So she finally passed. And let's put these back into the supply. We're not planning on her shutting any gates anyway, so let's spend them on things like this. To subdue her long enough to explain your investigation. You find out that her name is Ruby Standish and that she was robbing the lodge. However, upon hearing your tale, she agrees to join you. Take her ally card. It will be available because we're only using the base game. So let's get Ruby Standish out. She's getting a lot of allies. It does to be a nun, doesn't it? And here's Ruby. Oh, she's good as well. Let's have a quick look. Ruby Standish, +2 to sneak. Draw 1 unique item when Ruby joins you. Woo! Put her with Thomas F. Malone. Brilliant. And we get a unique item as well. So, quick shuffle. Front of the camera. And a cut. No prizes for guessing what we want, but we don't get it. But this is almost as good. The Powder of Ibn Ghazi, magical weapon, +9 to combat checks. Lose 1 sanity and discard after use. This is a great get out of jail card free if she bumps into a Tendril of Nyogtha at any point. So, she was robbing the joint, was Ruby Standish. She'd pilfered some powder of Ibn Ghazi, and then she bumped into Sister Mary and Thomas F. Malone and decided to join the crew. So she's got quite a crew going now, Sister Mary. Brilliant stuff. Right, that is it for her encounter phase. Next up is Rita Young. And here we are with Rita. She's at Hibbs Roadhouse. So we need the grey deck. Can find it. Yes, there it is. So here's the grey Easttown deck, a perfunctory shuffle and a cut, and Hibbs Roadhouse. What do we have here? Joey the Rat Vigil slips into an empty chair at your table and whispers, "Psst, want to buy something?" Look at the top 3 cards of the common item deck. You may purchase any or all of them for $1 above the list price. Hey, I've got overheads, the rat explains. Well, we've got rid of all our money, so we haven't got a bean. So, where it says may, we're not going to. Yeah, we're not even bother going to look. We're just going to say to Joey the Vigil, sorry honey, we're skint. Are you going to buy us a drink? And he probably won't. So, that was a nice quick encounter. That's a pity that. I mean, I'd have still given all my money to Wilson, but yeah, it would have been nice to have a quick riff through the general store deck, but that's the way it is. In fact, looking at this game as a whole, we don't have a lot of money because we're having to spend a lot to actually give it to Wilson. So it's not been a case of going to the curiosity shop and trying to get an elder sign, because we might do that after Wilson has actually achieved his personal story, but the 4 investigators we've got aren't exactly flush with cash. Rita's the best placed because she's got a retainer, but other than that we really don't have a lot of money. So shopping hasn't really been on the agenda as yet. It might be later on. Anyway, that's it for Rita. Next up is William Yorick. And here we are with William, who's made his way to the woods, which is the red Uptown deck. So here we go. Cut. Woods. You come across a cringing dog. Pass a speed -2 check to catch and calm him. This is good old Duke, isn't it? So his speed is 3. -2, he's going to get 1 die, but he is blessed. Where is that 6 I rolled before? So we're going to have a go. And we got a 6, but it didn't go into the dice tower, so we'll roll again. We got a 2, so we failed. Does have a clue, but no, we won't bother. So let's have a look. If you have food, you could discard that to automatically pass the check instead of rolling. You see that by his collar he is named Duke. Take his ally card. If it isn't available, gain $3 as a reward for returning him to Ashcan Pete instead. But no, we didn't get any of that. But still, nothing bad happened. We're getting a lot of the ally cards coming up, aren't we? The ally encounters. Anyway, we didn't manage to catch Duke, so that's a bit of a downer, because he is pretty good. But never mind. Okay, that is it for the Arkham encounter phase now, because our friend Wilson Richards is now actually in the other world. So we're going to have an other world encounter. Welcome to the Otherworld encounter phase, and here we are with Wilson, who is in the Great Hall of Celiano. So we're going to pick a gate card, and if we get a blue or a green, then we will read the text. So let's get the gate deck. Here it is, and a perfunctory shuffle. Then we will do a cut. Ooh, lean over, try to shuffle. I can't shuffle anyway. Ugh. Right, so there's the cut. So we've got a blue, and we've got a Celiano as well. So that's good. Woohoo! So let's read it. Pass a luck -1 check. Oh, God. What's his luck? I kept his luck high though, didn't I? His luck is 4. So he's got 3 dice, but it's only normal dice. 1, 2, 3. I don't want him to spend any clues. And he's failed. Ooh. He's not going to spend any clues, so we're just going to have to take our medicine here. Hope it isn't too bad. If you fail, roll a die. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Come on. A 1 die. Catweazle special. We want a 6. We get a 5, that could be good enough. On a failure, a monster appears. Oh, thank God. So we got away with that. On a success, you are drawn into the book for a time. Stay here next turn. That is the same as being delayed. So we've been delayed, unfortunately. But it's better than a Tendril of Nyogtha appearing. So we'll discard that card. We would wish that he had got a 5 first time, but he didn't. Okay, that is it for the Otherworld encounter phase. Next up, it is, oh yes, the laugh and the chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and the chuckle phase. Which means, yes, oh, we'll just pick the top card. The top card. And rather than bring the old deck over here. So what do we get? We get a gate at the Black Cave. Bummer. So we've got 3 gates on the board. At least we've got Wilson in another world, but he's delayed now. So, oh, 3 gates. So that clue's going to go somewhere. Let's just check. Oh, the clue. Nice one. The clue actually goes to Hibbs Roadhouse. So that's going to be snaffled up by Rita. Yes, she's got 6 clues. Brilliant. Okay, so not so bad after all, but we do need a gate. Earthbound Cup. The saffron bag. Let's see what type of gate we get. No, that's... we will need that because we need a monster. But it's the blue bag for the gates. And we get... what do we get? Oh, a normal gate. And it is the Great Hall of Celiano again. Brilliant. Right, that'll do. Let's get a stand. Let's go into the Black Cave. Pop that in there. And now we can use the lovely saffron bag. See what we get. Come on, an easy monster for a change. We get, is this a ghost? Oh, I hate ghosts. So these are by no means easy. So -3 to sneak by. It's yellow, so it's not going to move. Physical immunity, and it's undead. -2 on the horror check. You can lose 2 sanity. -3 on the combat check. You can lose 2 stamina. And it's got a toughness of 1. And it's going to stay guarding the gate as well. Because it doesn't move. Because it's yellow monster. Right, a ghost at the Black Cave. Alright. Well, not too bad. I think holy water or something like that will deal with it. In fact, Sister Mary might be able to deal with it, but I don't particularly want her going into other worlds, but we'll have a think about that. Monster movement is squares, diamonds and circles. I think we're all just crescents. We are all just crescents. So we can ignore the monster movement. Blackest Night, Environment Mystic. So this is an environment card. This will stay out on the board. Luck checks in Arkham are made at a -1 penalty. Sneak checks in Arkham are made at a +1 bonus. Well, that's sneak checks going up isn't bad. And at least because it's in Arkham, it's not in another world, so luck checks won't be going down for Wilson, for example, because he is in the Great Hall of Celiano. Okay, so let's put this somewhere on the board. Have I got a stand for it? I'll use one of these. And we'll put it at the top here. There we go, and it's trying to fall over, so I'll get a better solution to that at a later time. Okay, so we've got our first environment card, and it is Blackest Night in Arkham. How did the turn go? Because that is now the end of the Mythos phase. It went pretty well. So we got a lot of cash to Wilson. He only needs $1 more and he can solve his personal story. He's got into another world. Unfortunately, he is delayed, which is a bit of a downer. So it's going to take him a bit longer to get out of there. But he could come out at the Black Cave. He doesn't have to come out of the graveyard. There are now 2 Celiano gates on the board. So he could come out at the Black Cave, and perhaps he could put a hurting on that ghost. So that's something to think about. But he is delayed for a slight while. Our first player, who was Sister Mary, she kept a blessing, so that was a good start. Then she rolled atrociously on her encounter, but used up 2 clues. But she has got yet another ally. She's joined Thomas F. Malone, and she's all allied up with Sister Mary, so that is great. So she's got +2 sneak, which always helps for dodging monsters, so that's cool. Rita Young, she kept a retainer. She got $2. Then she passed over all her money to Wilson. She ended up getting another clue as well in the Mythos phase, so she's now got 6 clues. What we need is for her to be able to sneak past that mummy and perhaps get into Independence Square. Or is it worth her? In fact, she could perhaps... Yeah, if we have Wilson, because we've got the 2 great halls of Celiano, she could actually go into the gate at the graveyard, go to Celiano as well, and because we've got 2 gates, it means they can split. One can come out the graveyard gate, one can come out the Black Cave gate, because normally what happens if a gate shuts on you while you're in another world and you can't get out, you get lost in time and space. But because we've lucked out and we've ended up with 2 great halls of Celiano on the board, they could both enter the same gate but exit different gates. think we will ignore the Abyss up at Independence Square, and she can go straight into the graveyard and follow Wilson. And they can both go to the Great Hall of Celiano. Excellent idea. Well done, Paul. And hopefully she'll do a bit better in the Great Hall of Celiano than Wilson has. William, he's blessed, and he'll be rolling for that next turn. He got to the woods. He picked up a clue, so that was good. He also bumped into Duke the dog, but Duke the dog proved a little bit too fast for him. If Rita had been there, she may well have caught Duke, but unfortunately it was William, and you know, he's weighed down with that buyer key he's carrying around with him and stuff, and he wasn't able to tempt the dog. And but nothing bad happened. He picked up the clue that was in the woods, and perhaps he will look to, where will he go next? He might go to the Historical Society, he might go to the Science Building, something like that, and pick up another clue. Or perhaps we should start moving him actually up the board, because he's just the sort of guy to start killing monsters, seeing as he can take them out of the game with his Bury Them Deep ability. So perhaps we'll move him up the board. In fact, eventually he may get if he gets a bank loan, and perhaps he can look for a weapon in the Curiosity Shop or in the general store. Perhaps we'll do that. He has got $5, which is enough for an Elder Sign as well, funnily enough. So yeah, we'll see. Right, so but it was pretty steady. He's got the Lamp of Alhazred as well, which is +5 to combat checks. So perhaps he could take on that mummy. Yes, we might start moving him northward and see what he can do. He's got +1 fight as well with his skill. So we will try that. As it is, I think that was another good turn. So first 2 turns in Arkham have been excellent. I think we've got Nioktha a little bit on the run, and we'll see what we can do. I'll be a lot happier once we seal our first gate. Let's see if we can keep it going. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views, for all the subscriptions, for all the likes and dislikes, and thank you for all the help and support. As ever, if you've seen me make an error, please let me and Brian know about it, and I will try and fix it in time for next turn. Anybody who's gone across the Board Game Links to upvote the site over there, thank you very much. And similarly on BGG, anybody who's liked or dropped Geek Gold, good old BitJam, keep giving me loads of Geek Gold, mate. I don't spend it on anything, but thank you. And anything like that, any comments, thank you so much. Anybody following on Twitter or Instagram, brilliant. Oh, and also if you check down here, there is an excellent blog by Stocia. I think Stocia and her daughter do a blog all about board games. Now you may know Stocia. She did a couple of my play-by videos. She played one of the investigators a couple of times in both Arkham. I think she played one in Eldritch as well. And she's got an excellent blog out there. So I'll put the link down here. He says, trying not to hit the camera, and pop along. They do love to have comments over there, and have a read of the blog. It's excellent. Okay, is there anything else for me to mention? I don't think so, other than I hope that you join me next time for turn 3 of Arkham Horror 2nd Edition and Tendrils from Below. Until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.